Hey there, how are you guys doing? How you doing? Looking you in the eye right now. Hey, it's Gus Wagner with the Rocket Group, and we're here talking tonight on the 31 Days of LinkedIn. As we're getting close to the end here in December, we got a little Lucinda Williams here in the background. Let's turn that off and jump right into this. So tonight, what we're talking about is people's likes and dislikes and challenges with LinkedIn. I had sent out a few requests across social media, in this morning's Periscope video as well, asking people to submit what they have difficulties with, or what they like, or what they dislike about LinkedIn. And we're going to talk about 10 of those here tonight. So if you have anything that you want to add to the conversation, feel free to jump in. I'm Gus Wagner. I own the Rocket Group. You're following me here on Periscope at Rocket Group, or on Twitter at Rocket Group. Search at Rocket Group across the Googles. You'll find us. Of course, you go to the website rocketgroupllc.com, and you'll come to all of those connections as well as the previous 27 posts we've made here about LinkedIn now. And again, if you're watching us here on Periscope Live, we appreciate you subscribing. We appreciate you sharing this out with your followers to drive more people in here to help them understand LinkedIn. Because here we are, the end of 2015, and we're talking about everybody's favorite social media platform, LinkedIn. So the first thing I want to say about what feedback we got from our connections and our listeners and our watchers and our readers was that nobody offered anything that they liked about LinkedIn. I'm sure there are things that people like about LinkedIn. If you have something that you like about LinkedIn, feel free to share it here in the Periscope as well. But let's get right into these first 10 points. And the first one actually comes from two different people. Two different people who are very frustrated. Now, I know there's a lot more consternation out there across the internet about the new LinkedIn mobile app. Both Clifford and Michelle had sent us comments regarding the LinkedIn app and its difficulty to be used efficiently. The number one complaint was that you go to LinkedIn and you hit the little dot section in the top right hand corner, and it opens up for the job search, the Pulse tool, the Linda, the education function of LinkedIn, and look up and slide share on LinkedIn. You got those options. If you click any of those options, it doesn't take you to that function within the home base of LinkedIn on the mobile app. It takes you to, well, on my phone, it took me to a Play Store prompt to download an app for each one of those categories. So if you're using everything within the LinkedIn suite, you would have one, two, three, four, five, six different apps on your phone just for LinkedIn. Now that does seem like a bit of overkill. And I don't know if anybody from LinkedIn is watching. I know there's been a lot of improvements in LinkedIn in the last 31 days since we started this campaign, and we're not taking any credit for that, but I'm sure it's just a coincidence. Um, Yes, LinkedIn does need to improve the new mobile app, and I know it just rolled out here the 1st of December in 2015, so maybe they will be bringing more of those external apps into the main app channel, the LinkedIn mobile app. And I'm talking about the Android app. I think everybody I talked to about this was on the Android platform, so maybe it's different on iPhone or the iOS platform. I'm not sure. If somebody wants to jump in that's on an iOS and jump in and say that they don't like it either, or it's much better on iOS, I'm sure some Apple fan will jump in and say that everything's better on iOS if we have this discussion. But yes, it needs to get better. It probably will get better. The Linda tool and the SlideShare tool may stay external because those were external companies that have been purchased by LinkedIn recently. So those will probably stay external. But the job search and the search tool, the lookup tool, even the pulse tool. I'm not sure why they would want to create a separate app for that unless those functions haven't been fully brought in or fully enveloped into the new LinkedIn app. So if that is your question, if that is your dislike about LinkedIn is the mobile app, I'm sure things will get better. I can't guarantee it. I don't work for LinkedIn. I'm not endorsed by LinkedIn. I'm not getting paid to talk about LinkedIn here like this. I see somebody joined and I missed who it was. Thank you for doing so. If you have any questions, comments, likes, dislikes, or challenges about LinkedIn, please feel free to share them in a comment, and catch that. We will address that directly here in this conversation. But right now we're talking 10 likes, dislikes, and challenges that people have shared with us about LinkedIn here recently. So the first one we covered was about the mobile app. The second dislike about LinkedIn is a common one. What's up? Hey, Nancy, thank you for joining. If you have any questions, likes, dislikes, or obstacles with LinkedIn, please feel free to share them. Hey, Prickles, how are you? And thanks as you're joining. Be sure to subscribe and be sure to share out with your audiences that you're watching this on the Periscope app. So appreciate you all joining us tonight. I'm Gus. For those of you who don't know me, I know the audience number here is jumping and climbing. I'm Gus Wagner. I own the Rocket Group. We're a full-service marketing firm working from local small businesses to the Fortune 100, headquartered here in Jefferson City, Missouri, which is where I'm broadcasting from. We're talking likes, dislikes, and challenges with LinkedIn. Right now we're on dislike number 2, which is the amount, the too many emails from LinkedIn, quote unquote, too many emails from LinkedIn. And this was a simple dislike to fix. If you go to your LinkedIn profile and go to your settings, you can change how many people or how many communications you receive. Do you get an update every time, or an email update sometime when one of your connections makes a profile change? Do you get an update, email update when one of your groups makes a post, or somebody comments on a post that you commented on or interacted with within a group? You can change all of those preferences. I think on my important groups, I have a daily summary. My mostly inactive groups, I do a weekly summary. My personal interactions, well, if you get a personal interaction with a post that we made or that you made, those are automatic, and you want that to be as quick as possible so you can respond as quickly as possible. But if it's just somebody changed their job title or got a new job or changed their last name or something like that, you can set those preferences to once a week, once a month, once a day, however you'd like, all within your privacy settings. And I'll tell you what, when we link this up on, when we post the YouTube video of this Periscope, multi-platform here, and we post that on rocketgroupllc.com tomorrow morning. When we do that, we'll break down each of these questions with a timestamp, and I will provide the link for you to go to change those privacy settings. Cool? Cool. All right. Thanks for joining, guys. Again, folks that I've missed as they've come in, thank you and welcome to the room. I appreciate you guys clocking in here on it's a Monday night? Tuesday night. Anyway, taking a portion of your evening to jump in here and talk about some LinkedIn. If you have likes, dislikes, or obstacles, challenges with LinkedIn, feel free to put a question up here, a comment up here. Feel free to subscribe, of course, to @Rocket Group. And if you want to share this out with your friends, that this is going on right now, hit that share button, and it'll send out a tweet to all of your Twitter followers that we're talking about LinkedIn here on school night. Well, I guess it's Christmas vacation here in America, so it's probably not a school night. All right, like or dislike number 3. This is from Clifford again here. He would like to see more options from paid plans moved over to the free plans. And we've talked about the paid plans. Actually, we just talked about it again today, earlier in the 31 Days of LinkedIn post. There are a few more options. You get increased search. You get increased visibility as to who viewed your profile. You get increased in-mail. Your in-mail functions are increased, where you can email contact people that you are not connected with as a connection. If you're willing to pay like $79.99 a month, and you know, if that's something you want to do, that's totally up to you. I'm not endorsing, or I'm not disendorsing, de-endorsing that fee. That's how LinkedIn makes money, and they do a good job at it. So if you want to make that investment to have those paid features, yes, do so and put them to work so you get your money's worth. You get your value out of that investment. I don't see some of those functions coming into the free platform, Clifford, into the basic LinkedIn membership platform. You might just be out of luck there. I will say in the past that we have used and paid for LinkedIn Premium, and we've tried it for 30 or 60 or 90 days. I forget what it was. It was probably 90 because I probably forgot about it. So I gave them a couple $100. I guess 210 bucks actually. I gave them a bunch of dollars, and when we canceled that subscription, they offered another 30, 60, 90 days equal time in LinkedIn premium services for free, so we'd get a better feel for the platform and a better usage of that platform. So I don't know if anybody else has experiences like that when you've canceled your LinkedIn premium, they offered you free time, so it kind of cuts the price in half. Toropova, how you doing, sir? Ma'am, excuse me, whoever you might be. Thanks for joining us here. So that would be my solution to you, I think, is to maybe try it out for 30 days. If it works for you, then continue making that investment, that monthly investment. If it doesn't work for you, cancel it. And maybe you'll get a free month. I don't know what the LinkedIn policy is currently, but that's what it's been in the past. So yeah, it'd be cool if we had more of the paid options in the basic plan, but there has to be some sort of separation here and some sort of profit center for LinkedIn to continue the platform. Thanks for watching, everybody. We've got a few more of these points to go, a few more of these likes, dislikes, and obstacles. If you've got anything going on with yourself that you like or dislike about LinkedIn, again, share those in the comments. And please do hit that share button so you can tell your Twitter followers, your Periscope followers, your family out there online that we're talking LinkedIn tonight. I appreciate that sharing out there. So the fourth point, this was something that was brought up, and it kind of brings up a good point, but it's more of a marketing challenge, I think. It's just a barrier to entry, if anything, of LinkedIn. And that is that they commented they disliked the name of LinkedIn. That LinkedIn and its name gives a feeling of, again, that barrier to entry, that it's an exclusive club, it's an established club, and it's disincentivizing new people to join LinkedIn. Well, I understand that from a semantic standpoint, but the point is, I think, that you want to be LinkedIn, that you want to be part of that club, that you want to be in. Hell, it's free to join LinkedIn, so you can jump in and join and fill out your profile, and like most people do, set it and forget it. I will say that statistics show that two people across the world join LinkedIn every 2 seconds, like every 2 seconds of every 24 hours of every day. That's the average across the LinkedIn platform. Thanks for joining, whoever that was that just jumped in. Appreciate that. So I don't think it's stopping the name LinkedIn. I don't think it's stopping too many people from joining the platform, but I do see how it could be perceived that way, especially if you're not using LinkedIn as much as you should be. And maybe that's something along the lines. We've talked about this a lot during the 31 days of LinkedIn, that a large number of your peers, a large number of your competition are not using LinkedIn to its fullest capabilities. They've set their profile and then they forget their profile. That's very common. Think about the people that you're connected with. You know, I've got 500, 600, 700 connections, and I probably see the same dozen to 2 dozen in the time feed or the news feed every so often. Hey, Fire Dog, how are you? So, again, that's a very small percentage of my connections that are doing things proactively, that are being out there and open on LinkedIn. Now, it's not, LinkedIn gets a lot of traffic. People are lurking. People are searching profiles. People are searching for job opportunities. People are searching for information about businesses and so forth across the platform. So people are there and they are active, but not as many are proactive as they should be. So maybe that's something that holds people back when you think about the name LinkedIn as a whole. But as far as keeping people out, that's not the case at all. So our next point, and this nice segue here, this comes from Pat. Pat messaged us and said, dude, I'm lazy. High classlessness. How are you? Pat said, dude, I'm lazy. I just don't get it. I'm frustrated. It frustrates me. I'm not interested. So, hey, how are you? Thanks for the heart. This is common. Again, we just talked about this. So many people are jumping into LinkedIn. They set up their profile. They upload their resume. Maybe they take and upload profile picture, but many of them don't, as you know, as you see in your suggested. Look at all those hearts. Many, many thanks. LinkedIn is great if you have no real-world connections. That's a very good point. It's a great point to make real-world connections and take those LinkedIn connections and move them to the real world so you can have those real-world connections and possibly help you in a professional, possibly a personal setting to move yourself further down the line. LinkedIn is a great platform for that. Otherwise, high classlessness, if you haven't seen, otherwise it's like, hey, random guy, don't want your headhunting services. Yes, that is true, and that would be go to your security setting. Oh, Nancy, that's a pretty good one considering what we're just seeing here. That's a very good one, and it's something we talk about a lot on the Rocket Group LLC.com blog. Is having that profile picture on your search or on your social media, all your social media, especially the Twitter high classlessness. Get that up there. Kill that, break that egg, and put your smiling face up there so we know who you are. Fill out your bio. Tell us where you're at too. If you're in Geneva or New York or London or here in Jefferson City, let us know where you're at, and do that on the LinkedIn as well. So again, going back to point number 4, point number 5 here, Orange County, California. Very cool. Glad to have you here. That's right. Thank you, Nancy. We need to see your reel. So, my friend Pat, who messaged this in, says he's lazy, just doesn't get it, gets frustrated, walks away from it. He's got his name reserved on a LinkedIn profile, and that's pretty much it. Pat, dude, you've got to get out there and get your profile set up. If nothing else, just for the search engine properties. Secondly, if you do try to apply for another job, or if you do try to make a career change, or you do have any professional achievements, where are you going to share this stuff at? Well, you don't have your own. I know Pat. I know him well. He needs to be putting this stuff out there. Pat is a dude, by the way. You need to be putting this stuff out there, so you've got a place online for people to find you and find out your achievements, find out your history, find out that resume information, if nothing else. And once you get that up there and you can start becoming more active, the frustration levels will fall away, because you're going to find out that you are one of the few of your peers, the few of your competitions, that you are, we'll get that in a second. That's a very good question about how many is too many LinkedIn connections. So Pat, you get out there and set that profile up and get it active, up to date, accurate. And well, for tips about all this, go back and read our previous 31 days of LinkedIn post, all at the Rocket Group LLC.com blog. So, that's pretty much it. I know it's something that people do get frustrated with LinkedIn, because there is, well, you know, it's exciting. It's like watching a car chase. LinkedIn is just, it's a thrill a minute, isn't it? Right? No, it's not. It's everybody's least favorite social media platform. It's something that people do because they feel that they have to. Again, they're setting and forgetting their LinkedIn profiles. And that's not great. That's not good. So go back and see what we've written in the previous posts of the 31 days of LinkedIn. And here's the big secret. Here's where we found out. I know I've got peers who've written books. I know people who've written books and made money writing books about LinkedIn. I'm not sure what they're putting in the other 200 to 300 pages in their LinkedIn books, because they only need one, and that's be active and stay active and be consistent and professional. 4 points about LinkedIn that will take you to success. Most of us don't have a lot of competition out there. We don't have a lot of peers out there that are being active on LinkedIn. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. So stay active, be consistent, and be committed to being the best LinkedIn connection you can be for your connections. So here's one from Michelle. When it comes to making a LinkedIn connection, another good segue, and I didn't put these down in any order. Excuse me. When you make the LinkedIn connections, she gets frustrated by the 5-6 question prompt. Let me call it up here. You invite somebody to connect. Yes, Sophia, you're really interactive. It's possible to stand out. Very good. Thank you, Nancy. Appreciate that. And again, I'll say that if you haven't already, please do share this Periscope out with your Twitter followers. Just hit the little share button on your Periscope app, on your Periscope screen, and this will be going out. Are you using LinkedIn to search for job leads or job opportunities? I am not doing either myself at this time. I own my company and it's going very well, but we do search out for client possibilities. We do search out for client relationship possibilities and such. Lead generation, yes, lead generation. That's what we're using LinkedIn for mostly. When it comes to the job searching and the job finding and even the job placement, the opening placement out there, we've discussed that in previous 31 days of LinkedIn posts. You can go to rocketgroupllc.com and see that. But quick answer about that, yes, the more proactive you are in searching for those opportunities, looking for those opportunities, whether they're by industry segment, geography segment, connection segment, what have you, you're going to have a much better success rate than picking up the 50-cent newspaper with week-old job placement ads in it that the job's probably already been filled, that somebody just had to run the newspaper ad because that's what they've always done. They also put it on LinkedIn. It was picked up by the job boards and so on and so forth. So thank you for I'm going to guess those are thumbs up and kisses, Justin. I appreciate that. So be proactive about that kind of stuff. So going back to point number 6 here. You're making a connection on LinkedIn. You are prompted here on the screen. How do you know Sarah is the one example I have on my screen that I'm looking at right here? And then there's radio buttons. Is Sarah a colleague, a classmate? We've done business together, a friend, other. I don't know Sarah. So if you have to choose one of those options when you're trying to make a connection with Sarah. So again, Sarah's the example and Michelle is the one who asked the question. So Michelle, what you've got to do there is you've got to choose one of those buttons. So look for the one that is most likely the truth. If it's somebody that you don't know, well, you don't know. I don't know Sarah. If it's other, it's going to give you an option to fill in a blank to say what that connection might be. If you choose some of the other options, it's going to connect back to your profile and say, I went to school with Sarah, and it's going to give you from your grade school to your master's program or your PhD program that you've entered onto your LinkedIn, where you two went to school together, or where you worked together, or where you were a colleague together. If it's somebody that you just met along the way, you do have a real-world connection and none of these prompts really help you, then go choose friend and then make the personal request. Using the mobile app allows you to connect with them without choosing any option. That is true, Justin, except it also gives you this default language that says, I'd like to be your connection, or I'd like to connect with you on LinkedIn. The point I was just about to make is to shy away. Please do not use the default language to connect with people, because people who maybe don't know you well or don't know you at all are going to think that you're spam, or they're going to think that you can't take the extra step to write 2 sentences about why you'd like to be a connection. What value is your LinkedIn connection going to bring? Just wanting to connect with them on LinkedIn is not a value-ridden statement, value-ridden request to make the connection on LinkedIn. So, as much personal information, as much shared connection as you can have with those LinkedIn connection requests. And by the way, if you'd like to connect on LinkedIn, look me up, Gus Wagner. I think there's 2 of us, I think, on LinkedIn. The other guy's in Minnesota. I'm the guy in Missouri. How could I follow you on LinkedIn? There you go right there. Go to linkedin.com/gus.wagner, I believe, is the address. Going from the top of my head, there might be a /in, that / in there between LinkedIn and Gus Wagner. But just search Gus Wagner. I'm the guy with the rocket in his hand. It's kind of a thing with me. So answering Michelle's question, no, there is no workaround around that. Yes, it's frustrating. Not much that's warm and fuzzy about that standard. Yes, avoid the default language. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you for the endorsement of that statement. So let's look at the next one here. And this was a question about Michelle. Michelle runs a LinkedIn page. And for those of you who don't have LinkedIn pages for your organizations yet, get them. They're great. They're wonderful. They can be if you use them. I'm going to admit, and I admitted previously in the 31 Days of LinkedIn, that we don't use the Rocket Group LinkedIn page as well as we should. I think it's pretty much been set and forget, to be honest with you. It's at the bottom of the list of the social media channels which we broadcast and communicate with. So this is part of the impetus for the 31 Days of LinkedIn, trying to do better for ourselves and sharing this learning experience with y'all as we've gone through the month of December. And this is our 28th post, 28th post about LinkedIn this month. And we'll have 31 up by the 31st of December. So her problem is page tagging. If she puts up a story about her business and she wants to tag these coworkers in there and mention these coworkers or mention these folks in there, welcome back, Justin. And such into these posts that are being made on the LinkedIn page, there's no notification to the secondary party. There is no if Michelle writes something and mentions my name in it, I get no proactive notification. It's weird, as proactive as LinkedIn is with all the other notifications that they have. There is not a page notification there if you're mentioned on a page. So she has to go and email them or text them or Facebook them and say, hey, dude, Gus, I mentioned you on the page. Go share that across your social media platforms. That's a weakness of the LinkedIn page, the program. I know that LinkedIn is aware of it. I can't tell you a workaround on that other than to share it yourself through your personal profile and then tag them in the personal post that you make to your personal profile. But that's basically the same thing as what you are already doing. But you're doing it in a public way on LinkedIn, and all your connections are going to see that post. So I would say keep doing what you're doing in the manual way until there is a fix. Yes, it's frustrating, and it was categorized as a dislike. And again, if you have any likes, dislikes, or challenges you'd like to talk about tonight, put them up here in the comments. We'll discuss them as I see them, just as we've been doing so far as we've gone through this conversation. So the eighth, by the way, Michelle sent me 4 LinkedIn likes, dislikes, and challenges. I used a couple of them on this list of 10. I told her I gave her trouble because she wrote me back so quickly when she was prompted, and she just happened to be using LinkedIn when she was prompted, when she got my message, and her question that she asked me was, why do I even use this? Well, again, it's because it's successful. Leadership post. I'm only getting 100 to 200 every post. How many connections do you have, Justin? So anyway, I'll talk about Michelle's question. 4,000 plus. That's a very good question. I would say that the topics, are you tagging your posts on the Pulse? Are you tagging them with relevant keywords? Are you posting them? It's not really so much a timing thing on LinkedIn. I'd say that it's the 4,000 connections that you have so many people that are getting notified of that. It's probably people that have a huge number of connections as well, so they probably don't go through all of the notifications, all those red flag notifications you get at the top of the page. So I'd work on your headlines, I'd work on your call to actions, I'd work on direct messaging some of your connections, your influencers within that 4,000, and say, hey, I want to make sure you saw this post. If you like it, share it. And that would be a good way to do it. Nancy, using an image in every post, using descriptive title. Are you talking about a blog post, a pulse post, or a pulse on the pulse post, the blogging tool on the question there? Either way, I would use an image anytime. I would use an image anytime I'm using it. In social media, as a general rule, photos and video are huge drivers of interaction, more so than words on a screen. Think about what we call this thumb stoppable, hashtag thumb stoppable. Look that up. You're scrolling through your screen, you're scrolling through your screen, or you're running your thumb on your mouse, and you're going through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn timelines and news feeds, and so you see something that catches your eye. You stopped your thumb and you clicked on it, and that's how it works. Suggestion for him on Pulse. Sorry if he wasn't talking about Publisher. Okay, yeah, the same thing. The same thing on the blogging tool, whether you call it Pulse or Publisher. Yes, and that's a great. Justin, you're doing a great job there. That's a great proactive way to do so. And let's connect on LinkedIn too, man. So the back to your question, Nancy. Yes, always use an image. You can use multiple images. You can actually embed video from YouTube and Vimeo and the other video sources. It goes right, embeds perfectly into the post, and you can you still get your views. They still have to click the YouTube play button. They still have to click the Vimeo play button for it to work. So you still get those views on the other social media platforms, even though it's on LinkedIn. If you go to our LinkedIn publisher, we've been doing recaps about these 31 days posts recently with the headline, the introductory paragraph, read more, and then the video. Like we do these videos here with this on this Periscope. We'll embed that into the LinkedIn post, and people seem to be generally enjoying that. And if you can have the opportunity to do so, please do so, and you'll have a better reaction. Justin, I think you're on to a great strategy. I'm not sure what your content is. Yeah, I'm running my own business as well. Need more leads. Justin, 4,000 connections. I'm not sure. Something about LinkedIn that we talked about earlier. It might have been when you were signed off. Thank you, Nancy. Something we talked about was the inactive audience, the lurking audience on LinkedIn. Yes, you have 4,000 connections on LinkedIn, but how many of them are truly active on LinkedIn? How many of them are responding to the prompts? How many are responding to the email? There is a ton of inactive. I've yet to find a statistic of how many people go to Facebook, go to LinkedIn every month or every day. Facebook says 1+ billion people across the world go to Facebook every month. I have not seen that statistic from LinkedIn. Yes, they go there, they're active to an extent, but I think it's when they're there looking for themselves, or they've gotten the email prompt and something did catch their curiosity. So they are, yes, you're sending out your messages, Justin, but I don't think they're responding because they're not going to LinkedIn. If 4,000 people out of 4,000, I would be hazard a guess that maybe 400 of those, and not knowing who they are active, and comparing them to mine, who are a mix of white collar, blue collar. I've got farmers who are LinkedIn connections. I've got high-powered attorneys who are LinkedIn connections, and it's just a mix of whoever it is that interacts with our content on LinkedIn. So just keep it up. If anything, work on headlines and stuff. I'd be glad to take a look at your links if you want to send them to me at Rocket Group on Twitter, or send them through me to the LinkedIn Messenger. So Sarah had a couple points here that she sent me. No evergreen no worries, Justin. No worries. Glad we can help out. I'm glad we connected tonight. And thanks for being so interactive. And I say that as I lead into the eighth like, dislike, or challenge with LinkedIn. And for those of you who are joining late, nobody sent me likes about LinkedIn. It was all dislikes and challenges. So if you have likes about LinkedIn, share them here and we'll talk about them. No original content. No original content. Everybody is posting in their posts through the timeline or into the Pulse/Publisher tool, the blogging tool. They're posting content that's already been published elsewhere from what she is seeing from her connections. And that's, I think, largely true. We've tried a couple of original posts and got the same amount of action as we did with posts that we had pulled over from our blog or pulled over from Medium. So those are true points. I'm not sure that LinkedIn is really the place to be putting original content if you have other channels. The point of all the social media is to drive them back to your website website. Drive them back to a place where they can sign up for an email newsletter, so they can see more information about your business, your operations, yourself on your website. Our links go back to the rocketgroupllc.com website, where there's hundreds of blog posts, a couple dozen FAQ questions, all my biographical information, our other social media links, other points of connection where we can build a deeper relationship. So the strategy is generally in social media that you're not posting original content to Facebook or to LinkedIn. Twitter's a little bit different. You can put, it's with the shorter content allowance there. You can post more original content or more witty content because you're trying to drive interaction there. That's the interaction thing. We run everything through a filter called educate, inform, or entertain. And on LinkedIn, we're mainly in an educational and informational stage or types of content there. So that content lives at home on the Rocket Group website, and we do cross-post into the LinkedIn platform as well as other platforms. Not all at the same time, but we do use other platforms as well as LinkedIn. Hell no to the motivational picture, yes to the tips, and yes to the third one, which I forgot what that was now. If you're putting up a bunch of Mark Twain quotes or on a picture of a guy in a boat, you're not doing anything to move any needles. So please, tell all your friends to stop doing that and put that in your New Year's resolutions to stop with the motivational posters. The Successories poster company went out of business a long time ago, and hopefully that attitude will go out of business on social media in the very near future. Besides, and we're going to produce a piece of content about this tomorrow. If you can take the time to make a social media graphic that has a Mark Twain quote, for instance, with a picture of a guy in a boat, in half that time you could have grabbed your phone, put it on a tripod just like this, and made a video with you yourself delivering valuable information in 15 seconds and post that to social media. And then it comes from your voice, it's got your picture, it's got your smiling face, it's got your logo behind you, it's got your product, your calling card, something like this Rocket Group here. You can do that type of content yourself. So if you can make, why put words on a screen when you can put a voice and yourself on a screen and have greater interaction and greater success and greater organic reach across the social media platforms? Thank you, Justin, for asking that question. So, if you want to produce original content on LinkedIn, go for it. I just think you're going to be just as successful with the evergreen content, which is still going to drive people back to your website where you can, again, build that better relationship with them. So, I think we're about 40 minutes into this thing. This is great. This is great. I appreciate all the interaction, folks. Again, if you're just jumping in, I'm Gus Wagner. I'm in the Rocket Group. We're talking about the 31 days of LinkedIn. Right now, we're talking about likes, dislikes, and challenges of LinkedIn. If you're jumping in here and you're finding this interesting, please do subscribe to Periscope, and please do hit that share tool on your Periscope screen there on the bottom border, I think, to broadcast or send this link out to all of your connections, and they can get this value as well. Unless you just want to keep it for yourself. I don't know. Maybe that's your thing. So the ninth one here. Oh, this is a good one. They dislike the digital. Thank you, Justin, for doing so. The ninth point here in the likes, dislikes, and challenges of LinkedIn is the digital trails of LinkedIn. And this has been a big problem for a lot of folks when they go and look at somebody's profile, or they go and look at somebody's job posting, or they go and make changes to their LinkedIn profile, and their boss sees it and says, "Hey, Gus, why are you making all these changes to your LinkedIn profile? How much do you want to not work here anymore?" So the answer to this is go to your privacy settings in the top right-hand corner, hit your profile, little thumbnail profile picture, and it opens up a menu board. And one of those is privacy settings. And go there and you can change how it is that people see your profile when you view their profile. You can put it all the way down to when you see those, when you get the report that says 4 people saw your profile, and one of them has a picture of Gus Wagner. It's got this guy's face, and the others are little blue squares, blue heads that says someone in the insurance industry or someone in the automotive industry looked at your profile. They have gone and set their personal security settings to where they do not leave the digital trail that says that Gus Wagner looked at your profile. It would just say that boom, blue square guy from Jefferson or from mid-Missouri in the marketing industry looked at your profile. That's all the information you would have. So it's a matter of personal choice. I myself am wide open. Hey there, Hetty. Thank you for joining me here. We're talking LinkedIn likes, dislikes, and challenges. Right now we're talking about digital trails on LinkedIn. So again, go in there and set your privacy settings on LinkedIn to however you prefer to have them. If you don't want a digital trail at all, you cannot have it. You can set it to not have a digital trail. If you want to be wide open and leave your fingerprints all over the place, you can do so. Again, if you don't set those, if you set it to wide open, everybody can see the people that you look at can see that you looked at them, and every interaction from updating your profile to liking a post to posting a post is shared with all of your connections. So again, it's a matter of personal privilege, or not privilege. I guess it is kind of a privilege. It is a free platform. Matter of personal preference with the security settings on LinkedIn. And the 10th one, well, here's something here. I guess somebody just sent me a good one offline here. It's really kind of cool. We'll get to it in a second. The 10th point we want to make here is people taking real proactive action. People, and we talked about this earlier today in the 31 days of LinkedIn, as far as making connections and recommendations and endorsements. It's very, very easy. Let me grab my mouse here. It's very, very easy to make, look at that. That's all the action it takes to make a LinkedIn endorsement. That Gus Wagner has a certain skill, or Justin has a certain skill that you would like to endorse them for. And then it gets into this little tote tally and that little colored bar graph at the bottom of your personal profile of all. Do you recommend endorsing everyone? No. I do that just to get attention. Exactly. That's exactly it, Justin. People do it to get attention. But just like we talked about earlier with the post, most people aren't seeing it because, one, they're not active on LinkedIn. They get a notification that they've been endorsed, and then they wonder why Justin did it. If you really want to get some attention, be proactive in this step. Write a recommendation. Just out of the blue, go to Derek Jeter's LinkedIn profile and say Derek Jeter was the greatest shortstop in New York Yankees history, or what have you. I'm not a Jeter fan by any stretch of the imagination. That's just who came to mind. But you could go to Derek Jeter's LinkedIn profile and write a recommendation. Unbeknownst to him, out of the blue, he'll get it. And you know what, Justin? He's going to remember that way more than if you endorsed him for playing shortstop or batting leadoff. Does that make sense? Just recommend anything? No, recommend. If you have a professional relationship, if you've done business with them, if you know that they're good, they're an inspirational author, maybe, what have you. You can go to my LinkedIn profile and say, dude, Gus, I saw you on video. It was good, bad, indifferent, whatever. And you can post a recommendation saying that that was the relationship that we had, that I educated, informed, and entertained you, or I didn't through this Periscope video. You could do the same with any author, from the dude who, unless I have a professional relationship only, right? Advising you, yes. If you know that person, if you're writing a recommendation, you know them because you've done business with them, or you've been inspired by them, or whatever. If you went to the guy who writes the phone books LinkedIn profile, was inspired by his column width and his organization. Who's a book here on my desk? Steal Like an Artist from Austin Kleon. If you haven't read that book, it's a great book. I would go to Austin's LinkedIn profile and write a recommendation for him as an author, as a graphic designer, because that's what that book is about. The same could be for any author, for any television personality, the news anchor in your hometown. I really like the way Jim delivers the weather forecast. He's a great guy with great personality. Those type of things if you don't know them personally. But if you know them personally, go and give somebody, be proactive and give somebody a out of the blue recommendation. Use that tool, which people don't use. It's very underutilized. And give that person an out of the blue recommendation, and they will have a very strong connection, a very strong remembrance of you for when it's time for them to want to do business with somebody that does business like in whatever field it is that you do business with, Justin or Gus or whoever. So be more proactive, take more proactive action. And the final one here, and this was a great one that came in since we started this, Periscope, and it'll be the last one here off this list as we're coming up on 45 minutes into this Periscope. And this is great. This is awesome. I'm having a great time. Be aware that many third-party applications, if you belong to a membership organization, and we've seen this several times with some of the associations that we consult with and that we are members of, they use software called, one software out there that's called Higher Logic, and there's a million other that are membership management software. If they pull in your membership information, if they pull in Gus Wagner's membership information, they're going to pull that from my LinkedIn profile that they have access to, that they have a link to, and they'll fill in the profile picture, they'll fill in the name, they'll fill in the summary, they'll pull in that education and work biography, and now all that LinkedIn information, as it was that day that it was pulled into this membership system, is there. So if I change the profile on my LinkedIn profile, it's not updating on Higher Logic over here or whatever membership software the association is using. So the point to be made here is to make sure that your LinkedIn profile, we've talked about this many times through the 31 days of LinkedIn, make sure it's up to date, that you have the profile photo, and we talked about that earlier tonight too, that you've got all your information is there, it's accurate, and it's truthful. Because if that starts getting pulled into third-party sources, third-party websites, internal membership databases and such, in job applications, you know how you hit some of these job applications, you just match up your LinkedIn profile. If it's not cool, if your LinkedIn profile is not cool, you either have to go and do it all manually, or you're going to be submitting uncool information. So be aware of that. And a real-world situation is we do a lot of public speaking, we do a lot of public training, we're in front of large audiences fairly frequently, and we've seen this happen before where the person, the speaker on the agenda was a dope and didn't send in his speaker bio or her speaker bio. So the organizers just pulled an introduction based upon their LinkedIn information. And if it just said Jim Wilson, American on it, name and one line of information, that was all the introduction that they had for them in front of a crowd of 100 to 200 or 50 or whatever, what have you. So people are using these LinkedIn profiles for many more things other than just checking you out, checking your profile picture out, or wanting to see if they want to hire you or do business with you. There's a lot of other real world applications, so the more up to date your profile is, the better off you're going to be. Guys and gals, I'm going to bring this to a close now. Thank you so much for the questions, for the interaction, for the hearts, for the invitations to your audiences. Again, I'm Gus Wagner. I own this Rocket Group company. We're a full-service marketing firm in Jefferson City, Missouri, working all across the country from the Fortune 100 to local small businesses. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. You're a great scoper as well. We've got a couple more of these, and I invite you to go back and check out the ones that we've got on file already. Thank you for the hearts. Give us a follow at Rocket Group. Connect with us on LinkedIn. Go ahead and follow us here on the Periscope as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, you've made it this far in the YouTube recap, subscribe to us using the Rocket Group logo in the bottom of the screen for this video presentation. So we've got a couple more of these coming up this week before the 31st of the month. If there's any questions, if there's any challenges, if there's any obstacles you have about LinkedIn that you'd like to discuss offline or online or what have you, feel free to reach out anytime. We're here to help you, and we're here to help you launch your own success story. So thanks a lot. I'm Gus Wagner. Let's all go back and enjoy the rest of our evenings now, and after you've updated your LinkedIn profiles. Thanks a lot. Keep the questions, comments, and challenges coming. We'll see what we can do to help you out very soon. Have a good night.